This is my video reflection of my student engagement video. Excuse me. Question 1 is discuss how you plan for a high level of student engagement and the actual level of student engagement or disengagement you perceive during the lesson. How did I plan for it? We've been studying the water cycle for about a week and a half, and the kids are really enjoying it. And we have integrated centers, so during our reading centers, we integrate social studies or science, and I've had them watch this song that we sang. And I've noticed throughout the week that as they're watching it, they're doing the little motions, and making sure that the other people in their group see them doing the little motions, and it's been really cute. So I knew this would be something that they would enjoy. Plus, it's fun. It's singing and it's a little bit of dancing, and so I knew that they would have a good time with it. It's a really good group of kids. Number 2, any challenges that arose? I just had a couple of kids who became a little distracted, putting their hands on other kids. We have one child who is pretty high on the autism spectrum, but he was right there with it. He's the one who was doing my job for me, and he cracks me up. But they respond very well to correction. It's really just usually takes a look or maybe a word, and they're right back on it. So I've had a lot of practice with that. And 3, discuss how you'll change your approach in future lessons based on what I learned from this teaching experience. While I would love to have every lesson be this much fun, I understand that they absolutely can't be, because the kids wouldn't be able to handle that level of excitement. And I took this opportunity to really have some fun and really get in front of the kids and be very animated, because that's kind of my natural personality. So it was fun for me and for them. But that is something that I work on a lot, is keeping my animated gestures and silly words to a minimum to keep the students from getting too wound up. I can tell on days when I have let myself go a little too far, because I have to remind them a lot to keep their voices down. So again, that's something that I work on every day, because I'm kind of boisterous and kind of loud. But this was a really fun assignment. So I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to do a video like this and show how the kids really can get engaged and have a good time. Thank you.
On me, please. We are going to sing our water cycle boogie that we've been practicing all week. And we remember we have 4 motions, right?
Yeah.
Show me precipitation. Oh, I love it. Show me condensation. If I do this, what is that? Collection. And which one have I forgotten?
Evaporation.
Evaporation. I'm going to need you to show me your movements as we go. Now, we are in a little tight, and we might want to scoot back. Yeah, collection, remember, is not in the song. So let's say I start the water cycle at evaporation. My water droplet friend is in evaporation. What's his next stop? Where will his next stop be, Hez? We're in evaporation. He will stop at, his next stop, Brady, will be at condensation. What will be his next stop, Mary Kate? Show me precipitation. Precipitation. And what's going to go on with our little friend next? Collection. Don't scoot back. Travis, scoot back. There we go. Now we've got a little bit of room. Okie dokie. Are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Are you going to act crazy?
No.
Ethan, we're going to do the song now. I need you to focus, okay? Okay, I'm going to get it started. Hopefully there won't be an ad on here. Ready? Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. The water cycle really goes round and round. The water cycle really boogie goes up and down. Sun gives the water cycle power to spin. The water goes up and down again. The surface of water heats up with the sun. The vapor rises up and then the boogie's begun. What's that called? What's that called? Evaporation. Show me! Ration. Condensation. What's next? Precipitation. The water cycle boogie goes round and round. The water cycle boogie goes up and down. Good! Chemically, hydrogen bonding is what you see. Although airborne vapors are squeezed together, how can we change the weather? What's that called? What's that called? Condensation. Precipitation. Evaporation. Water cycle boogie goes round and round. Water cycle boogie goes where? Up and down. Good. Going together, the water boogies down, bringing stormy weather. Fall, rain, hail, flurries, ice, and sleet. Splish to the splash crunch underneath your feet. What's that called? What's that called? Precipitation. Show me. Precipitation. Evaporation. Condensation. Water cycle boogie goes round and round. Good. Water cycle boogie goes up and down. Water is true. It gives life to every plant and animal too. Respect water's power, only use your share. Waste a drop, there's none to spare. Let water cycle boogie again. Let's go for another spin. Nation, condensation, evaporation. You did it backwards. Boogie goes round and round. The water cycle boogie goes up and down. Good. Round and round. The water cycle boogie goes round and round. Round, 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 round. Okay, have a seat, have a seat. Why does, help me out here. Why do they say that the water cycle boogie goes round and round? The water cycle goes round and round. Why do you think, Austin?
Because it never stops.
It never stops. What's the other thing we learned about that never stops? There's another cycle we learned about, Brady.
Or a rock cycle.
The rock cycle. Is the water cycle kind of like the water cycle?
Yes.
Yes. So if I'm a water, let's say I'll see if you remember. If I'm a rock in the rock cycle, and I'm moving down, and there's some magma. There's some magma. What's going to happen? Please do not blurt out. What's going to happen to me, Riley?
You're going to melt with the magma.
I'm going to melt with that magma. Then what's going to happen to me, Colt?
You're going to turn into magma, and then you're going to erupt your volcano, become lava, and then igneous.
And then igneous, very nice. Eventually I'll work my way out, and I'll cool and harden into igneous rock, and then I'm an igneous rock, and then I could become what?
Magma.
Say it again.
Magma again?
You could become magma again. What else could I become? Elena, if what happens? Please don't. What has to happen to a rock to become metamorphic?
It has to change.
How? What changes it?
Pressure
And heat and pressure, metamorphic, or on my igneous rock, what else could happen to me, Taylor? I could break apart and become sediment and get washed away through what? Erosion. And then what happens? What builds up? Layers. And after years of what? Lots of pressure. What is formed, everybody? Sedimentary rock. Very nice. So glad you remembered that. Okay, so does the rock cycle stop? Riley, the rock cycle stops. Does the water cycle stop?
No.
If I'm a water drop and I'm in this stage, which is what? Seth, what is it? What's this one?
Condensation.
Condensation. I'm a water drop. I'm in the condensation cycle. What am I doing? I'm a teeny tiny water drop.
You go together and then you fall.
Wait a minute. So those water drops are both bumping into each other?
Yeah, they're joining.
And what happens when they bump into each other, Julian? They stick together, right? Please. They stick together until they get what, Elena? They get heavy and they can become precipitation. Is precipitation always rain? No, it could take different states of matter, can't it? So give me a form of precipitation and the state of matter, Travis.
Snow, which is a solid.
Nice. Snow, which is a solid. Give me another one, Abigail.
Ice, which is solid.
Ice, which is solid. Give me another one, Lethy.
Gas.
Can it come down as a vapor?
No.
It can. So we've got solid as snow, solid as ice.
What about
What's
liquid?
liquid, which
Water.
is what kind of precipitation?
Rain.
Rain. There you go. But she did mention another state of matter. Please keep your hands to yourself. Vapor. What stage of the water cycle is there a vapor, Ben?
Evaporation.
Evaporation. What happens? How does that vapor get formed? Brady.
When collection.
Well, we've got our collection. Collection's already happened, but we've gotten some vapors forming. What's going on with my water that's collected?
Evaporation.
Okay, what is causing that evaporation?
The heat.
Please.
The sun.
The sun. The sun's causing that evaporation because it makes it cold, right?
Yeah. No, it makes it really hot.
It makes it hot. So it turns to vapor. Guys, Austin, I'm up here, bud. This is where the action is, my friend. So it turns to a vapor and it goes sideways.
No.
No, where's it go?
Goes
Up. So our little water vapors are coming up. And what do they change to? What do they change to? Brendan, I hope you're with me. Lindsay, they change to clouds. So they change from a vapor to a gas to a little teeny tiny
Liquid.
water droplet. And that's where we start over again. Now, that precipitation can come down, but if it falls on a hill, what do we get? What do we get, Hez? We get that runoff. That runoff could go to 2 different places. Where could it go? Give me one, Travis.
Under the ground.
Which is?
Groundwater.
Or it could go where, Colt?
Surface water.
And so is that above the ground or below the ground? Above the ground. That's exactly an ocean, lake, a river, a stream. Ethan, I need you to sit still. Okay. And keep your breath to yourself. So we've got our groundwater. But what if that runoff goes toward a plant? It gets soaked up by the plant into the roots. Does that plant just hang on to that water forever, Ethan?
No.
No. Well, how can it lose that water? What's that term? Transportation. That's really close. Transpiration. Not quite yet. Can you hang with me for just a minute?
How many more minutes?
I don't know how many more minutes. 3 more minutes, my friend. So, Ethan, you told me that those plants lose water through transpiration, right?
Yeah.
What form is that water in when it comes out of those plants?
Vapor.
It's a vapor, and that's a lot like what?
Rage for one was a blood.
Gimme now.
And
Woo!
then it becomes condensation. Its form is a cloud.
Ethan, you're doing my job, man. You're doing my job. So it's transpiration, which is really similar to evaporation because that water vapor is formed, and then it goes up and we have our condensation one more time.
It is transportation because it's
It is transporting, it is moving, isn't it? That is awesome. That is, I love how you guys think. I love how your brains work. Mr. Travis.
It's transportation to the condensation station.
It's transpiration is transportation to the condensation station. No, truer words were never spoken, Mr. Travis. Truer words were never spoken. I love it. That was awesome. That was awesome. It's a little confusing.
It
Isn't it?
sounds like transportation.
Okay, stay with me. Stay with ladies and gentlemen. Stay with me. Yes, sir. What? Okay. Okay, so how do we feel about that water cycle? Give me a thumbs up if you think you have that water cycle down. Give me a sideways if you're and give me a thumbs down if you're like, Mrs. Wolf, you are up there speaking gobbledygook. I need a thumbs up, sideways, or down from everybody. Is it okay to have a sideways or a thumbs down?
Yes.
Absolutely, because that tells me if I'm doing my job or not. Ethan, all I see is a fist. I see a wiggling thumb. I don't think you have a thumbs down, my friend. I'm thinking, great, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. I'm thinking you have a thumbs up because you just told me how to do it.
You were speaking in the
Gobbledygook? Was I speaking gobbledygook? I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up and a couple of sideways. That's awesome. We are not done with the water cycle quite yet. So.
Why are we doing this all?